All right, first of all, the local greeting. And you'll say, what? I told you this last video. The local greeting I've created is, it's going to rain later. And it is. So I don't know how many days in a row it rains in the afternoon. Some type of storms move through. People lose roofs of their house. Trees fall on their cars. Trees fall into the highway and close the highway down. Um, it's been a wacky, weird summer. Now, what you're looking at there is Total toothpaste, and it has charcoal in it. Now, if you look at the box, being a senior citizen, if you look at the box, you're not going to see that. Now, when I bought the charcoal toothpaste, oh, it's very gooey and sticky. It makes a mess. So, anyway, I was surprised. As soon as this gray or black stuff came out, I went looking at the box and I really look, and it just says uh, it's got charcoal in it. Now, I've been using Colgate Total for years. Now, when you look at the box, it's very hard to tell which one's gel and which one's regular white. And I was in the thing today or over at Walmart, and nice young black girl, I was talking to her, and she's putting it up. And I said to her about the charcoal, and she knew. This is what she does. She was laughing. She says, "Isn't that amazing?" I said, "Oh," I said, I said, I had a bloody banana one morning. I'm sitting, and I peeled the banana back, and it's red. It's got blood all running it. So I went online, and I find out it's a fungus. That happens every once in a while. Never saw that in my life. Okay, seen the bloody banana, seen the charcoal in the toothpaste. So I want to show you what she uses. Um, Make sure it's in the frame. This color right here. This allows her to know what the hell she's putting up. The charcoal, this is black. So I'm like, what is going on in the world? So many crazy things happening. You think you got a handle on something. Like, well, one day I come home and I notice I got ants, little ants going on the the, the what would be the sink, around the sink, and that. They're in the trail. I know they're getting something somewhere. So I went looking, and stacked real nice. I had some M&Ms, boxes of M&Ms, little boxes. They were able to get in and out past the seal. I'm not kidding you. So I opened the box up of M&Ms, and there were ants in it. So I'm thinking maybe it came that way from the dollar store. Anyway, so I threw them out, and I bought my M&Ms somewhere else, and I basically decided to keep them in the plastic bag, and in a dollar store plastic bag. Well, a dollar store plastic bag, if you look down inside, the bottom the bottom seal has holes where it's pulled apart. It's not perfect, and that's the way they come, even if you don't put something heavy in them. So I come home one day and I see the ants again. I'm like, oh, come on. So I open the plastic bag up, and the ants are in there. I'm going, they figured out how to get past the twisted end. I no, they come in through the bottom of the bag. I was like, oh, so I had to throw more M&Ms out. See, when I'm out shopping, I'll buy myself some M&Ms, little boxes, and that's the amount I'll eat. And there's days where I don't touch the boxes at all. And sometimes I'll buy them, and because they're hard to find in the dollar store and that, and Walmart. They're not always in stock. So when I see them, I'll buy them. I'll buy two boxes, and then I stack them up. And then when it gets like three, four, maybe six deep, I don't buy them anymore. But I'm not. I'm eating less. That's what I've been doing lately. But everything is becoming such a chore. Now in the backyard, I've told you about my gutters. The guy next to me, he's got the gutter guard. And my one friend down the street, he got gutter guard, but the spinners that come down landed in the gutter guards, and they were sitting in there like not anchovies, sitting in there like what do we call them? Son of a bitch. Anyway, like they were like it were little seedlings in a planter. That's what his gutter guard looked like. And I said something. He goes, "Oh, they're coming to clean them." I go, "What's the point?" He goes, "Well, that this happens." So the guy next to me, I don't know what kind he has, but he has the spinners, and they clog my gutter. And I have a gutter tool, Gutter Sense. It's on a long pole, and you pull a rope, and it has an arm or a hand that comes down and picks the stuff out of the gutter. You clean the gutters from the ground. And I've been thinking about getting gutter guards, but I know what's going to happen. I'll get the gutter guards, and then we'll get a freeze, and the gutters will clog up with ice. I just know it'll happen to me. It hasn't happened to him yet. I've been watching his, but what has happened? The back tree, when I first moved here, it's a sycamore. Uh, the people never cut the branches off that went to the ground, and I was like, what the hell is that all about? Now that's what they do in Pennsylvania. They never really prune a tree correctly. So I cut they were like stairs going up into the tree. And I was afraid kids would climb it because it's 50 feet. It's 50 foot big now. So I pruned the tree back correctly with the pole saw. And a sycamore loses its bark. Maybe every year, every other year, whatever. Well, what happens is it also self-prunes itself. In a windstorm, when it's cold, these little pieces break off. They fly through the air and they land in the gutter. Now, with the Gutter Sense tool, you can actually feel the sticks and get them out of the gutter. So anytime I know it's going to rain, I go out there with the big painter poles, this telescopic painter pole, and I think it's 30 foot, 15 and 15. Yeah, it's for painting. Industrial painting, industrial rolling. I carried it home from Lowe's because it won't fit in a car. So anyway, I go out there and I make sure the gutters are clean before it's going to rain. But lately I've been pulling bark, big sheets of bark out of the gutter. Now, if you've ever had a sycamore tree, you can get a 6-inch by 1 foot piece of bark that comes off the tree. And that'll fly through the air and land in the gutter, and then it'll go over the little hole on the end, and the gutter won't work. And this is the stuff you just keep going in these circles, and like the ants became a new circle. Here I am. The seal on the M&Ms isn't as good as it used to be, and the ants can get in the box. And then I said, well, I'll just leave the M&Ms in the plastic bag, and then the plastic bag isn't really air seal anymore. It's got holes in the bottom along this seam. And I noticed that when I'm carrying stuff home from the dollar store and Walmart, the bags never fail. But when you get them home, if you put any kind of garbage in them, it comes out. If you put something greasy in there, it comes out of the bottom of the bag because along the bottom, the seal isn't there. It used to be. That's what I mean. Everything keeps changing, But it's so funny, I buy the box of Total and Colgate Total. Was it Total Active Prevention? And I grab it, and sometimes I get the gel, and I wasn't happy with the gel. See, the cream works the best. The cream isn't sticky and causes this mess. Let's see if we're in the frame. This is a mess. I don't know how you're supposed to. I finished this up, but this is disgusting. And this becomes a job, just keeping this clean because it's sticky like tar. And it's stupid. And I could sit down and write letters. And one time I told you I called this woman behind me. She died. She was a pain in the fucking ass. And she says to me, they don't have Top Job anymore in the store. That's what I use on my kitchen floor. I want Top Job. So I call up, and first I emailed, and they gave me a phone number to talk to someone. I called them up, and the woman's going over the whole thing with me. She says, look, Mr. Clean bought Top Job. There were two companies, and she said to reduce, first of all, they bought Top Job, and they wanted the extra customers. So they buy Top Job. Everything's going fine. But then what happened was they come out with these no wax floors for the kitchen. And Top Job was messing them up because it's got ammonia in it. So she's telling me this whole story, and she says at one point they pulled Top Job from the shelf, and people complained, so then they made it Mr. Clean / Top Job, but nobody ever noticed it or bought it, so they discontinued. She says all you have to do is you mix up a batch of Mr. Clean in a bucket, and then take a cup of ammonia and put it in the bucket. Now you got the power of Top Job. They're basically the same formulas anyway. So I go back and I'm explaining to her. She's such. I tell you, when an old person shakes their head at me after I've done, oh, that woman was a. I didn't realize what a bitch she was. And then one day I'm walking along the road, and a car comes by, and I hear it coming. I step up on the guy's front lawn, and she still caught me with the mirror. And I see the car driving away. She hit me. She drove away, and I see the smoke coming out of the car. And I see on the back, she has her monogram on the back. So after the Mr. Clean episode, I'm over there talking to the neighbor, and I said something to her. She says, I don't smoke outside. She says, I only smoke in my house or in my car. And I'm standing and talking to her. As I'm looking at the back of the car, it hit me. It was her car. There's the monogram. And I mentioned the monogram. She said, oh, yeah, I always get my name on the back of the car. I was like, you hit me with your freaking car. The woman was a psycho. And then they played a game with the family, moving the car over into one of her kids' names so she could go in an old age home on the dollar of the people in Pennsylvania. But she was a real kookaroony. And it's just amazing. You know, I call, they give me a phone number, talk to this woman, I'm talking to this woman, and she's going, yeah, if you just want to make it, you take Mr. Clean, you mix up a bucket, and then you take a cup of ammonia. And she says the reason we took the ammonia out, we noticed it was it was either discoloring or making the no wax floors sticky. And I said, oh, I understand that, you know, no wax floor. I had a neighbor one time, she's going to replace the whole kitchen floor, all because she just needed to get it stripped. And unbelievable when people, well, anyway, with just some people, let's just say it that way. And this one woman, she says, I had the people that redid my bathroom come out, and the tiles are falling apart. I'm like, really? So I go over there, and I'm looking at the tiles, and it's soap scum all over the tiles. And she says, look at that. Look at this. I said, that's soap scum. And she's looking at me. You know, they give you that, they shake their head no. I went home and I got some, now I'm going to forget the name of that stuff. The cleaner. Anyway, went home and got a cleaner, and it's soft scrub. I went home and got some soft scrub and a rag, and I come back and I cleaned a 1 foot square area. And she says, oh, that's how she used to talk. And I'm like, oh, well, you did so good. You should keep going. I'm not going to keep going. This is your house, your nightmare. There's nothing wrong. But the guy come out from the tile company. He wouldn't even talk to her. He wouldn't even talk to me. He just walked right out of the house. Yeah, because you're stupid. And so I give her my soft scrub, and then a couple days later, she gives me this bottle she got on sale, soft scrub, with Clorox in it. And I said, what did you do? Oh, I'm keeping that bottle. Yeah, you went out and bought a bottle to replace mine, but you bought me something that was on sale that they're pushing because it sucks. And that's what that woman was all about. She would I'd take her shopping sometimes. And because she didn't have a car, and I had a car back then. And then as a present, she'd come over, open my passenger door of my car, and put a big Hershey bar on the seat, and in the sun, and it would melt into the seat. I'm not kidding you. I kept telling her. I finally had to lock my car. That's how stupid she was. Oh, your car is locked. I have a gift for you. Oh man! And then I told her off, and then she started bothering another neighbor, and the other neighbor, a friend of hers, gave her a chauffeur's hat, because she kept chauffeuring this woman everywhere. But she had me drive her up to her lesbian girlfriend who was in an old age home. I drive all the way up. It was 30 miles each way, but it was 4 trips. I drive up, leave her there, come back. She called me a few hours later. I come back up to get her and then back. So it's 4 trips. And then I put the car in for some service. And the guy calls me up on the phone. He goes, "Hey, dude, what are you doing with the car?" I'm like, "Who is this?" He goes, "This is the mechanic up at the Chevy place." And I'm like, "What's going on?" He goes, "Are you hauling apples in your car?" And I go, "No, I'm not hauling." Then we're realizing the lesbian is 350 pounds. I didn't realize she was that. I knew she was heavy, but anyway, uh, after he said that, I went out and got in my car, and I sat in the car and I watched if the car went down a little bit. And it didn't. I went over on the passenger side, and I sat in it. It didn't go down. She was messing up the McPherson struts. The guy told me if I continued to drive her, I would ruin the McPherson struts. And so what I did was I just about had enough of her, and she'd give me $3 for gas. I'd spend like not 20, but a good $10 driving her around. And then she said to me, she had the lesbian friend that had a Volkswagen. "Oh, Marion could drive around for weeks on $5." Yeah, yeah. I used to be real nice to everybody, and it caused me to attract these people. Now I have a whole different attitude. I don't care if people dislike me now. And some woman taught me that. She says, you have to get used to people not liking you. You can't, you can't please everyone, but you can please yourself. But in other words, you have to draw the line at some point. But I just want to show you, yeah, there is charcoal in toothpaste, and yeah, you can read the outside of this box. And is there gel in this one? Is it gel? Is it cream? What is it? All right, let me open up and see what I bought. Yeah, the cream is real easy to keep the nozzle or the lid open. The gel is a little more funkier. Yeah, here's the new one. It's gel. And the girl was like, when she puts them up in the Walmart, I can show you side by side how they almost look the same. So if you look real close, charcoal right here. Now probably the other one might, I don't know if they have the cream anymore. I don't know. But this is the stuff, you're navigating through life and everything changes. It just keeps changing on you, every little thing. And you go in the store and you got the box in your hand. Doesn't say, so it doesn't say gel. Whitening. Oh, here it is. Wow. Look at this. Look at this. Look at it. Here it is here. Gel. Right there. Yep. I got dirt under my fingernail. Right here. Gel. Tiny little letters. See, that's the other thing. As you get older, besides things getting more difficult, cleaning my fingernail now. I wonder what I did that I got them so dirty. Huh. Well, anyway, yeah, it does say gel. So I guess the other one says cream or something. Yeah. You get the method. You get it all figured out, and then somebody makes another change on you. The one place that I used to go nuts was I used to go in every day, Wawa, and you would get them. They would make the sandwich up. Yeah, they'd make the sandwich up. You would stand there and you tell them what you want, and they make the sandwich, and then they give you a slip, and you go over and pay for the sandwich, and then you take the slip, put it back in this basket. And I'm like, I'm not doing this anymore. And then they shut it off for a while, bring it back. I told the girl one day, I said, I'm getting older, and you should be happy I'm even buying anything here at this point. Well, you got to go now with this slip and go over and put it in that basket over there. For whatever reason, they couldn't do something on their computer. That's the way they were doing it. But it's tough getting older. Your eyesight goes, your hearing goes, everything keeps changing. Like the one day I peeled a banana back. I've eaten bananas my whole life. So you're talking 73 years. I peel it back. It's like blood. It's like the banana's filled with blood. I went looking on the internet, and it showed them same thing. It's a bacteria. All right. So I checked the other bananas. They're fine. But everything changes, and you get a product that you like. And I always tell you. I told you the pinwheel story. Uh, I made pinwheels. It was part of my rent. I pay rent. My mother had to get me pinwheels, and then they stopped making them. And the guy in the store, I'm talking to the manager. He's like, "Yeah, I don't know. They stopped making them, but boy, everybody's coming in here and they want them." And I went over to the Malamars. I think it was Malamars. Yeah, they're similar. I started buying them, and then I told the story to some girl, and she wanted to move in with me. That's what she wanted to do, and she started buying me Malamars. And I'm like, why are you doing this? Oh, you're a nice guy. And then yeah, she was working on me. And one day she asked to move in with me. Oh, holy. Well, anyway, she would buy me Malamars. And I told her the pinwheel story. So then one day, I don't know if I was online or something, and someone says, yeah, they bought pinwheels back. It was in the group. Someone says, they bought them back. Oh, they're not as good as they used to. They're just as good as they used to be. I tell you right now, I'm a pinwheel guy. And I went there to Walmart, and one day I just looked up, and there they were. And ever since, I buy one package of pinwheels every week. But things change. I understand that. But look, I'm supposed to be able to see that gel. I'm supposed to be able to see that gel. Uh, and then, like the girl putting up, she says she goes by the color, this stripe right here. She's not going to look at every because the box for each one looks identical, except for like she'll see this. Now make her life easier. And then I now know that that's gel. See, gel makes a mess. It starts to migrate. It's sticky and gooey. All right, with the cream you can rinse it off real fast. All right, so now I'm gonna have green crap all over this cap. But just want to show you, a lot of you guys got the wife. The wife keeps everything clean. Uh, I've cut so many corners just to have free time so I can go for a walk. Now, I told you the greeting here is it's going to rain later, and it is. It's going to rain later. But I did my walk. I walked to Walmart. It's about a mile and a half, something like that, each way. That's part of my walk. Then in the afternoon, if it's cool, I go out for a second walk, which it won't be cool, and it'll be raining or doing its thing. But I just wanted to show you, you're probably laughing. You probably had some of this same similar stuff, and if you go read about the car repair and how the tail lights. I had a guy screaming at me and call me stupid. The tail lights, I know it was the F-150 the guy was repairing, but the tail light assembly has a radar in it for when you back up and stuff. Well, anyway, with all the things you can burn out when water can get in those headlights, and I told him this was the story I was telling him. I said it could be $1,000. Well, the guy that did the video, $6,000. And I told the guy this because he was telling me he drove through deep water with the car. And I said, you're not supposed to do that. No, the new cars can handle it. He was an idiot. He's a moron. He's gone. I got rid of him. But in other words, the guy actually has the outer shell of the lights. And he's showing you the modules that go inside the lights. And you have to buy them separate. They don't come. You don't get anything but the outer shell. And that's hard to get. And I'm watching. That's what I had read, and I'm telling this guy, and I don't know if you've ever come up on somebody, and they tell you that the headlights or taillights aren't working right, and then you look and there's water in them, and one guy told me the seal's bad. No, you went through deep water. That's all it is. People forget when they drive through deep water. They get out the other side, it's forgotten. But meanwhile, as you're submerged going through the water can work its way into all kinds of seals, into the engine. You don't drive through deep water. What does it turn around and you'll drown? Something like that. They say that here over and over. People drown. They die here, deep water. Turn around or you'll drown. I said, drive ahead and you'll be dead. All right, I think that's it.